Hi gamers, and welcome to another magazine video. Just want to say Happy New Year. I hope you've all had a good little break. And we're going to do the official PlayStation magazine, issue number 8. I haven't got this on a PDF, but I had to get it from the internet. So this is going to be a good one for me. So Resident Evil, astounding first UK review. Horrific exclusive CD demo, fiendish £5 money off voucher. So yeah, this is the official UK PlayStation magazine. I have tried finding it, and it's like hen's teeth. You're just not finding it. It's like it didn't even come out. It's really hard to find. So that's the make sure that it's recording. Yeah, it's recording my cursor. Yeah, that's the demo disc that we got. So let's have a see what's in it. Now showing inside in full colour, the game that dripped blood, Resident Evil. Inescapable terror fade to black. It refused to die. Track and field, spine-chilling horror, Gunship 2000, You'll Never Forget Virtual Golf, wild and untamed Olympic soccer in stunning 3D cheesy, merciless power, Sampras Extreme. Yeah, I won't be speaking much, I won't be reading everything, but we'll just go through it just for a little bit of nostalgia. And I don't think it's going to be that long, because some of this writing, some of this text, it's really small, even on my side, and if I zoom in, it just looks blurry. So we'll just do it like this. I'll read what I can. So now available for PlayStation and Saturn, Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dreams. Yeah, that's a good game, that 2D fighter. It is a good game, that. I used to have that on PlayStation. Which, see, it's either not Resident Evil. It's either Sony PlayStation 1 or the Sega Mega Drive, which is my top console. I want it to be Mega Drive, but I think it's got to be PlayStation 1 because Resident Evil. I've even got the PlayStation t-shirt, jumper on, sorry. It's got a logo on it there. I'd never really wear this. I want to keep it nice, Right, so let's have a look. Contents. Namco. Namco's titles are literally the reason why we built the PlayStation in the first place. According to Phil Harrison at Sony, we profile the company that continues to lead from the front on the PlayStation. Resident Evil. Described as possibly the most chilling game in the history of interactive entertainment, we enter Capcom's grisly den of horror and escape with a review. Yeah, it's a really poor, the contrast and colours are all messed up with the scan. So I've done my best to try and play with it a little bit to make it look as better and not too deep in contrast, because it does look pretty bad, but I've tweaked it a little bit to try and get it to look a little bit better. So we've got Pete Sampras Extreme Tennis. I never played that one. Or did I? I can't remember playing that. I used to play it on Super Nintendo though. Oh, it's Super Tennis. That was good. That were really good. Contents: pre-play, F1 update, Raging Skies, Overkill, AIV Evolution Global, playtest, Resident Evil, International Track and Field, Buster Move 2. That's a good game. Olympic Soccer. Full contents, news, subscribe, pre-play, Namco profile. So you've got your editors and art editor, letters and questions and answers. Official UK PlayStation Magazine CD number 8. So we've got Adidas Power Soccer. Yeah, I think everyone played that. Shell Shock, I never played that. Descent, that was too hard for me, that. Resident Evil. Right, news, update, PlayStation price drop. PlayStation set for mass market revolution across Europe. Sony have dramatically lowered the prices of PlayStation in the UK to £199, with similar reductions taking place in 39 countries across Europe and the Middle East. Yeah, I remember the first day of getting that with my dad. It were round about Christmas time. I think it was like a month before Christmas. We actually went into town. We got it from an electronic boutique. I think it was like 350. I think when I got mine. PlayStation has the games, the technology, and the brand to succeed, and we now have the price to put PlayStation within reach of millions of new customers. Campaign Supernova, Sony wage advertising war, Sega in PS Shocker. See, this is where it's looking quite... doesn't look too clever. Crash Bandicoot was unveiled to the press on May 16th. I don't know what these are. Looks like Ridge Racer. News, California Dreaming. Thousands gathering in the city of Los Angeles for this year's E3. E played host to thousands of eager journalists and... I can't even read that. It's like I don't know, salesman. Luckily, it also had the best PlayStation games seen to date. A first for Sony will be their debut into the world of role-playing with Beyond the Beyond and Ark the Lad. I don't remember them. I don't know what that's off. That looks interesting. Space Jam. Graphics are brilliant. The Tick. Never heard of that. Fox Interactive are to convert the surreal cartoon antics of The Tick later this year, along with the... I can't even read it. It's just too small. Never zoom in, it just makes it all blocky. Let's have a look. Devastating, maybe should have said, along with the devastating action of this year's big blockbuster movie, Independence Day. We've got Doom down here. The bite is definitely as bad as its bark. GTI's final Doom. Could it see a name change first? It's really hard to read. I'm only doing this one really because of Resident Evil review. I might do it in a snippet though, that, you know, in its own video. I don't know what these are. The best puzzler in the world ever, Capcom's Buster Brothers collection. Never heard of that. It's like Darkstalkers there. Street Fighter. Marvel vs. Capcom. Need help with your addiction? Do you have a PlayStation habit, desperate for tips on Ridge Racer Revolution and all the latest games? The power line. Great moments in video gaming. Shooting your first zombie in Resident Evil. Power to the People. Out this month. Yeah, it's really hard to read. Konami, EA Sports, Spectrum, Hollow Byte. Resident Evil promo. Get this month's cover game on the cheap. £5 off Resident Evil. Redeem this coupon at any HMV store. No HMV, no games. Yeah, eyes closed down. I think they all have, haven't they, really? Unless you're in a big city. They might have an HMV open there. PlayStation Power, Ridge Racer Revolution. More news, Psygnosis sequels, DD2, and the new Wipeout Psych out E3 rivals. Wipeout. Is that Wipeout 2000? Yeah, 97. Yeah, it is. Hammered the demo on that. Absolutely hammered it. And Ridge Racer Revolution demo. Some fantastic memories with PlayStation. It was like my pinnacle of happiness. You know, that time from when I was at school, you know, and just had no worries. Life was perfect. But then, you know, all good things come to an end, as they say. But yeah, I'm so glad I got to live through them years. You know, I really do. Destruction Derby 2, Athenor, never heard of that. The City of Lost Children, Discworld 2. Lomax in Lemmingsland. Lomax. Did we get a copy of that over here? I know they got it released in America. Lomax. It doesn't... I think it's a 2D platformer. Subscribe. Official UK PlayStation magazine and save £18. F1 update pre-play. Practice lap. Yeah, Hamid Dad as well on demo. That were on demo. Honestly, I can just picture it now. Because my mum were a childminder, a babysitter. Like, they'd drop off the children off in the morning and then they'd go to work. And then my mum would take the children to school and pick them up and make the dinner when they got back, ready for the parents. And every morning, see, my mum were busy, so I were upstairs. I'd find the PlayStation because it was in my mum's bedroom, mum and dad's bedroom, and I'd sneak in and I'd open it and set it all up before school. I must have done that about 15 times because my mum were always busy with children downstairs. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. I can just remember just opening it and playing these before school. Fantastic memories. F1 update. Artificial intelligence. The idea is that both the drivers and the cars will behave much as they do in real life. Yeah, I've got my brew. I've got an all-in-one. Might be cold now, but... yeah, brilliant memories. Pre-play, Raging Skies, Airstrike. With that like Ace Combat, Air Combat was fairly good. Agile Warriors was just plain awful. Let's hope Sony's latest flight combat game can finally give frustrated fighter pilots what they are after. Raging Skies. I don't remember that. Pro Pinball. Toys R Us, Dixon's. Oh, I've got some stories about Dixon's. When we went into town sometimes, my mum would do shopping and I'd just stay in Dixon's. I'd just be glued to Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, NES. I was just glued to them, telling people to buy Mega Drive. Oh yeah, Electronic Boutique there. Virgin Store. We never had a Virgin Store. We had Electronic Boutique. We never had a Toys R Us. We had HMV. We had Game and Dixon's. And we had Tandy as well for a while. Do you remember Tandy? Tandy's like, well, my dad's favourite shop. You know, for speaker wires and electronic stuff. I remember buying Spectrum games from there. Because my brother, we both had the Spectrum. But my brother knew more about it than me. So I remember, what did he buy now? It was Christmas money. It was like £5.99 for this game. I don't know if it was like Rastan or Rygar or so much strange. I was really young then. But that was from Tandy. And I remember seeing them. Turtles in the cardboard, because, you know, for the boxes that they came in. Oh, Project Overkill. This is expensive. I've been after this. This is, it's like a top-down shooter. It's very violent. I could never play it. It was really hard for me. But it's just got that look that I want to play. I've got a couple on Steam, you know, on PC. But Project Overkill, this looks really good. But when I was younger, I could not do it. I think I did about 3 or 4 times. You know, because I went to the swap shops and swap games left, right and centre. And then sometimes I'd get them back. But I just couldn't do it. I just kept running out of ammo. See how it looks on there. It actually looks brighter on there. What I'm looking at, it's like they're more or less pitch black. But they do look a lot better on that screen, which is good. Violence plays a solid centre of midfield role in the majority of shoot-em-ups, and Project Overkill goes in with both feet. Yeah, it's quite hard to read, is that? AIV Evolution Global. Train spotting. As Britain's railway networks get sold off amid a flurry of protests and political bad-mouthing, Maxis give us the chance to show the government how a railway should be run. I've never heard of that. I weren't really into sim games, they were too hard for me. Stuff like Command and Conquer, couldn't even do them. But, you know, they had some right good cutscenes, didn't they? You know, like full motion video. Brilliant. But I just couldn't do them. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. It's like playing Worms. I can't even play Worms. Let's have a look. Pre-play. Merit Studios lineup. Time Bandits. Gateshead Code Shop Merit Studios make a first assault on PlayStation with two road races and a futuristic action adventure. That doesn't ring any bells. Investigation has never been so mysterious. Jack is back. The A-Files? The truth is out there. Or Are They Alone in the Dark? I didn't even know that came out on PlayStation. I know New Nightmare did, but not the original. Pre-play Blazing Dragons. This is very vaguely, I can very vaguely remember this. Playing with fire, Terry Jones made a name for himself in the Monty Python's Flying Circus by dressing up as a woman and repeating the word spam in a high-pitched voice. This is what he's doing now that he's matured. So he might be doing a talk over. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Blazing Dragons. Fyro and Claude. Monkey Business. A grumpy middle-aged orangutan. A sharp-talking streetwise alley cat. A counterfeit gang. Enter BMG's new platform Shoot 'em Up. Never heard of it. Fyro and Claude. I do not remember that. Slam and Jam 96. See, I was into my basketball as well when I was younger, but I don't remember this. Remember like NBA Jam, NBA Live 95? Were it? Or NBA Live 96? It were all 3D like this. We hammered that game. Brilliant game. It's full motion video, of course. I don't remember that. Olympic Games. Everyone played this, didn't they? Or they control pad destroyers, these type of games. Excuse me. Black Knight. Yeah, I weren't really into Olympic Games. International Motocross. I think I remember playing that on demo. Yeah, we weren't that clever, weren't that good. What's this blackout here? That looks interesting. Time Commando. Don't remember that either. Yeah, Fade to Black. That actually looked alright, did that? You know, other pictures, I think it was showing, showing a few clips from it. Never played it, Fade to Black. I think it was something like, what's it called now? Flashback. I might be wrong, but I couldn't even do Flashback either. Live the Spirit. Olympic Soccer. Yeah, I'm sure I remember playing that. There were that many football games. A football game lives or dies on the strength of its gameplay. You can have the best graphics and sound in the world, but if the game doesn't play football, then forget it. Olympic Soccer, however, has everything. Tribe Lineup. Tribal Gathering. I've never heard of that. I mean, this is like early PlayStation, this. These might be games that didn't even get a release over here. Or they might have been under a different name. That looks like Duke Nukem. Tribal Gathering. Dawn of Darkness takes place in a huge city based on a real location in London and Manchester. Is it a first person game, that? It looks like it. Here we go. Style, flight, 3D shooter adventure. I'll have to look into that one. Tribal Gathering. Yeah, it does. It looks like a first person shooter. What's that? Flintstones and Scooby-Doo. PlayStation Power. Beautiful console, that, ain't it? Just that grey and just so beautiful console. Basic and excellent. Right, so this is a feature Namco. The importance of Namco to the PlayStation cannot be overestimated. They provided the games that first defined the format's giant leap in graphical capability and processing power, and they continue to lead from the front with a spectacular lineup for '96. Namco's titles are literally the reason why we built the PlayStation in the first place. Here we got Time Crisis. Excellent game. Even to this day, it's brilliant. You know, it on CRT with Namco. What were it called? G-Con, that's it. Is it the G-Con? I can't remember. Everything's going. Time Crisis, Alpine Racer, I never played that. Dirt Dash, never played that. The Namco corporate headquarters, which were funded by the profits of Xavius. Namco are a big name, aren't they? Yeah, it is quite hard to read that. Even on big screen it might be hard as well, but I'm just hoping that we can just get through it. Hopefully I'll be able to read that Resident Evil one. Namco PlayStation releases to date: Ridge Racer, Tekken, Starblade, Cyber Sled, is it? Air Combat Ridge Racer Revolution, May 1996. In 1980, Namco created a worldwide phenomenon of their own with the release of Pac-Man. Bigger, better, more. Pac-Man, Metal Hawk, Ridge Racer. Yeah, good game that. Air Combat 22. I didn't even know that were an arcade game. Ace Driver, Driver's Eyes. Look at that Namco there. Is that Ridge Racer? Full scale. Yeah, that is massive, isn't it? Feature Namco Museum Volume 1. Yeah, I remember them. I think I actually have a couple of these. On PlayStation 2 though. Namco Museum Volume 1, Namco Museum Volume 2. Yeah, I went keen on the old games. I like the 90s games that they did. We've got Tekken 2. Sony saw Ridge Racer as the perfect title to showcase the power of their new console. By utilising the processing power at the heart of the PlayStation and combining it with Namco's System 11 arcade board, Namco are now able to produce high-performance coin-ops at very low cost. Coming soon, Tekken 2. I don't even know what that says. Is it Galaxian, maybe? Smash Court Tennis, Prime Goal European Challenge. Yeah, it's a really bad scan. And it's in 1440p as well. Ask Gaza how he beats 4 players and sticks the ball in the top corner. He can't tell you. Ask us why Adidas Power Soccer is the best football game ever. We can't tell you. Some things just are. Adidas Power Soccer. Poor Gaza. Letters, feedback. That's not the feedback where you shove an electric guitar into an amp cranked up to 11. You simply shove a letter in the post. Expansion row continues. Stop trying to turn our beloved games machines into a nerdy computer. This is a computer. If you'd like to buy one for a 4-figure sum, then do so. Don't spend £200 on a PlayStation and then an extra £1,000 trying to turn it into one of these. Don't even know what kind of computer that is. Console Wars. Yeah, it's hard to read them. More questions than answers, but Toy Story. We're confident that the mass of features will make F1 one of the finest racing games yet. It were good. The Island of Mist, I never played that. That's point and clicks. Rubbish out of I am. Not all video games magazines are the same. Edge. I remember when that first came out. Because my shop, it got everything. It got everything, my shop. Well, not my shop, but my local newsagents. It got everything. Right, here we go. Reviewed. Resident Evil. International Track and Field. Buster Move 2. Olympic Soccer. Fade to Black. Cheesy. Virtual Golf. And Gunship 2000. Right, so I'm going to do this in its own little, snippet kind of video. So we'll crack on. Here we go. Play test. Resident Evil. I could not read that writing at all. I just can't. I can't make it out. As the huge spider savages you, or wince. As the huge spider savages you, or a horribly large snake, you've got 3 minutes to get out. Use a shotgun or just run. Resident Evil, it has been described as possibly the most chilling game in history of interactive entertainment. Enter if you dare, Capcom's grisly den of horror. That is Resident Evil 18, because of the full colour introduction which they cut, and they cut other bits out. Honestly, this is what I was born to play. This is my best game ever. Number 1 is Resident Evil 1. And when they remade it on GameCube, I bought a GameCube just for the remake. Honestly, the memories is just brilliant. So publisher, VIE. Release date, August, price $44.99. Developer, Capcom, origin, Japan, style 3D adventure. Yeah, I remember playing this for the first time. The zombies are out in force. 3 shots and their heads crack like eggshells. A sultry pause from the young lady, where old soldiers go to die, where you wish you hadn't filled up your memory card. I remember that as well. Because you used to have a couple of saves. Yeah, just to see these pictures. They are quite low on my side, but hopefully you'll be able to see them a bit better on the video. Memory card compatible, 1 player. Crisscross double cross. Right, beware, for things are not what they seem. This is the end, my friend. You have in your hand a bazooka. Unload and await transportation. A stairwell. The pond reveals a lift. The hall monitors. You won't get bored with Resident Evil's graphics. You can't. They're just about the best that the PlayStation has seen yet. I mean, these people completed it like, what rate? Just under 4 hours, and they got the special key. So we've got Barry, Nancy, very much a peripheral. It's really hard to read. A peripheral role for Nancy. She comes in handy when you need. I can't read it. So it could be that could be Rebecca, and then there's Wesker, Chris and Jill. Getting the right angle. So the graphics, a joy 9, sound 8, lifespan 8, gameplay fluid. Oh yeah, 9, 8, 8, fluid 9, presentation neat sir 8, originality, well it's an 8. It all adds up, beautiful visuals, fluid gameplay, and a chilling tale wedged in between a Hammer House of Horrors on a computer. Yeah, it's hard to read that. It's really hard to read. Oh, the story theirs is in black and white. See, the PAL German version has the full colour introduction, but it's all in German. And I do have it, and it plays on my PAL computer as well. I will be going through it, but to see the colour introduction on a CRT is brilliant. International Track and Field. Yeah, it was all 3D, innit? Yeah, I could never get into them. Back an Army. Long jump, triple jump, high jump, pole vault, hammer, javelin, the discus, shot put. Buster Move 2. In one fell swoop, a game sneaks into the office, disrupting magazine schedules and print deadlines. Bubbles are popping in brains for miles around. Yeah, I remember I lent this to a friend of mine, and he used to have parties all the time. And the women, they were forever on this game. Forever on this game. Brilliant game. I don't think I ever got it back, to be honest. They wouldn't let me take it. So I had to swap it them because they won't let me have it back. So I got a 9 out of 10 anyway. Buster Move, everybody knows what that is, don't they? Good game that. Music, graphics, originality. Because I'd never played anything like that before. Very, very addictive. You'll give up chocolate, Coca-Cola, midget gems and shandy. You'll shun friends and family life will be ripped to shreds. Other helicopter games are about to be blown away. Gunship. Never played that. Played with like Jungle Strike, Urban Strike, Desert Strike. Don't think I ever played Gunship. Back Issues. Yeah, I've not got any of these. It's just this one I wanted for Resident Evil, just to see what it were like. I think that's Microsoft is afraid of us. Who? As Doctor Who returns complete with a US makeover, we interview the cast and crew. Olympic Soccer. That's 7 out of 10. Looks pretty bad that, doesn't it? I don't know if that's the scam because purple football pitch. Yeah, it is. It's purple. Must be a bad scam that. But I got a 7. Unless it's an AstroTurf. Could be a turf. Fade to Black. Conrad B. Hart, a legend in video gaming, is back. And this time he's showing his backside and his front side. Yes, he's in full 3D. Yeah, I never played it. Never played it, Fade to Black. I just don't like the third person. But I mean, I can play like Manhunt and Resident Evil. But I just couldn't. I didn't really like them. I'm more of a first person player, to be honest. I like my first person, you know, the view. Try it before you buy it. Rent any latest release for just £3.49 for 3 evenings at Blockbuster Video. Well, I've got 8 out of 10. Did Fade to Black. Cheesy. A herodant for a generation, or just another washed up platform cove with a distinct lack of plumbing skills and facial hair. Never heard of that. Well, Fade to Black got 8 out of 10. Cheesy, what did you get? 7 out of 10. Never heard of it. It looks crazy. Looks like he's on some bread there. Virtua Golf. Never played this. I played a few games. What were it like on Mega Drive? I can't remember his name now. They were just really hard for me. My brother liked it, but I couldn't get into them. They got 5 out of 10. Did Virtua Golf. 8 players. Memory card compatible. No, not for me. Gunship 2000. Hop on board the chopper of the future and blast bomb and missile your way around the world. Peaceful, ain't it? No, I never played that. Gunship 2000. We seen an advert for that, didn't we, before? We got 8 out of 10. That's good. What's these? Lee Evans comedy review. Oh, so some more advertisements. PlayStation now only at $179.99. That's it. Total NBA 96. That's what we used to play all the time, that. And we've got some third-party controllers down here. It's really hard to see. No chance of seeing that. Games Master issue 44. Ah, I didn't know they did a Resident Evil. I'll have to have a look at that because I've got all Games Master video PDFs. I'll have to have a look at that. See what their review's like. Top Secret Cheats, Alien Trilogy, Codes, Adidas Power Soccer, Super Mario 64, Darkstalkers 2, Winner Coin Op, all for £2.50. Wipeout, Doom, Resident Evil. Discover if a PlayStation game reaches number 1 in the all-time top 100 games. Ridge Racer Revolution. More tips and cheats. Total NBA. Magic Carpet. Never heard of that. On the CD. Gadzooks, another. What a fine entertainment, tremendous disc replete. Join us as once again we amble with demonstrations. Adidas Power Soccer, Shell Shock, Descent, Resident Evil. Everything was censored. I remember seeing the demo, and I remember all them censored signs as well. The scariest game around. You should get a decent taste of the horrific action that Resident Evil has to offer in this nifty rolling demo. It's like this: a mansion in America has spawned some terrible bacteria, which in turn has had a dramatic effect on its inhabitants. Zombies, spiders, sharks, wild dogs, huge snakes, Indiana Jones-esque rolling stone boulders. Yeah. It's hard to read, is that? It's really hard to read. Game over. Alien Trilogy. Good game, that. That is a good game. Is that Loaded? That's a good game as well. That's Cap and Hands. He was my favourite character. Critics are difficult sods to please. It's time someone blew them away. Right, and that's it. And that's definitely the Resident Evil in the labs at the end. Right, so that's a lot. So, thanks for watching. I hope you're all alright, and you lot take care. Bye everyone.